Shalom.
I never did hear you.
Mic check, mic check. See if anybody's still in here. Hit us up. I see two brothers in here. Throw a one up if you can hear me. I'm testing this technical setup here. Throw a one if you can hear me. I'm gonna shut the camera down for a second. All praise, all praise. Audio is good. We're gonna be right back. You know what I'm saying? The water.
It was the hand gesture. That's why I'm saying it.
What's that?
Shalom. Y'all can hear us? Let me get a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear us clearly. Want the camera on him. Get a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear us clearly.
You got ones.
All praises. Let me get a 1 in the chat if you can see us clearly. Let me get a 3 in the chat if y'all can see us clearly.
Yeah, they paying attention. They go Alton. Alton up late.
Okay.
Right. The car paying attention.
What you pointing at?
1611.
What about it?
Read, right?
Yeah, I just didn't know why you pointed at it. Where's yours? Yeah, that part. You know what I'm saying? This a Bible that been through war. In war times. All right. Yeah. Use the commemorative one,
right? Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Nah, Hannah, you can try and use this one. Oh, hold on. Am I going to the Apocrypha today? Nah, I'm not. You can grab the other one over there. It should be green. Yeah. That one's still intact. Alright.
All praise.
What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? You know, listen, Princess, we miss y'all too. You know, first and foremost, I want to give Kal Halal Yahweh by Shimon Mashiach Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach in Hebrew. Listen, another episode of The Couch Captivity Created. You're in my house now. You on my couch. You know. I feel like I need some glasses, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't looking too bad up here, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm looking hella shabby and shit. You know? It's this Corey. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag members only. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag still with it. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag get fitted. You know what I'm saying? You know, it you know, it's maybe about a week or two ago, a brother hit me up. He said, Zach, what you doing for the nation? You know what I'm saying? When's the last time you did a sit down? When's the last time you posted a video? And a lot of people don't understand that's what this walk is about. It's about brothers and sisters holding each other accountable. And I fought back and forth with him for a while, giving him an excuse. Not because I wanted to give him an excuse, but because I don't like when people tell me when I'm not doing something, and I know I'm not doing something. You know what I'm saying? Because I always self-reflect more than you can imagine. I think about all my wrongdoings. I think about what I'm not doing. I think about when I'm not doing enough. I think about all that. I think about how my spirit is. I think about whatever it is I'm dealing with. You know, I don't internalize it. I talk to my brothers about my life and everything like that. But at the same time, you know, I'm just so bombarded with life, you know. Every so often that happens to me, right? what happened now is a brother. I told the brother, man, listen, man, you know, my job and everything like that. My brother just been drinking and all kind of shit, and just ain't had that the spirit to just. I don't force the spirit. Is what I'm trying to say. And when he even over the phone, I could just tell his countenance change, and he was just like what, nigga, what? You know, and like I said, I didn't combat him to prove him wrong or to just get the attention off me. Nah, I'm trained in warfare, so you know, you come to me, I'm going to try and flip it on you and all this and the other, right? But at the end of the conversation, I was like, you know what, Octo? All jokes aside, because I be joking a lot. I be bullshitting with motherfuckers. Excuse my language. Let me check my tongue. But I said, nah. But all jokes aside, you right. And I felt like that for a while, and it's been on my mind and it's been on my spirit for a period of time. And so I haven't been drinking or anything, and every so often I might say something in the chat to brothers, you know what I'm saying, spark their interest, see where they head at, and this, that, and the other. And yeah, family platform, right? Nah, man, this is a nigga platform right here. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. You know what I'm saying? It's always been, that's how the couch captivity has always been, because I speak from a captive mind, a captive body, you know, living in this captivity. I say the stuff y'all wish y'all could say, you know what I'm saying? And so what ends up happening is, you know, the spirit, I thank the Most High, because the spirit's never forsaken me. It's always been with me. And a lot of the times when I do lessons, I base it off of things I see, things I hear, whatever's going on in the moment and everything like that. And I think I was listening to somebody. I've heard this saying like multiple times over the past week about how well, only God could judge me. And I just be like, only God could judge me. And I know the only place they get that from is Tupac, you know? And so what I decided to do was just go into questioning, is that the truth? That only God can judge us? And we're gonna see if that statement holds true or not. You know what I mean? We're gonna go to where they usually go to, and we're gonna start there. And that's Matthew 7. And we're going to start from the top of Matthew 7. Give me 1 second. You know, something I got stuffy nose. Hold on. Now, when it comes to these things, I like to always just make sure we go into the words, what things mean. It gives us more clarity, right? So let's start with Matthew 7 from the top, and let's just get an understanding of what it means to judge, right? So let's just read it, and then let's run it back again, right? We got time today. I'm off tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, from the top. Judge not that ye be not judged.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged.
So it said, judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. Right? Finish it.
And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
Okay. Keep going.
And
we're going to go all the way to 5.
And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye?
Right, right.
Or how wilt thou say, thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine eye? Thou hypocrite.
Thou what?
Thou hypocrite.
Go ahead. So that's what we're talking about right now. But go ahead. Hypocrisy. Go ahead.
Thou hypocrite. First, cast out the beam out of thine own eye, then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye.
Con. So it's about, this whole passage is about being a hypocrite, right? So when people pull, judge not lest you be judged, and they're trying to say, like, see, you can't judge, and it's like that's definitely not what it's talking about. So let's go into the word for judge in this verse, right? In 1. All right. The word is Crino, G2919.
Pull it up.
Yo, you gonna do that?
I'll pull it up so they can follow along.
You should have known we was gonna go into that. You lagging.
Well, I'm a little slow today. You said it was G what?
2919. Baby, spicy.
All right, you want to share that? All right.
Y'all bear with us.
New setup. G2919. Crino. Outline of biblical usage. To separate, put asunder, to pick out, select, choose, to approve, esteem, to prefer, to be of opinion, deem, think, to be of opinion, to determine, resolve, decree.
We know that it's going to be number 5, which is to judge. Go ahead.
To judge, to pronounce an opinion concerning right and wrong.
That's why I say, read it again. Judge not unless you want to be judged.
To pronounce an opinion concerning right and wrong. to be judged, i.e., summon the trial that one's case may be examined and judgment passed upon it.
Right? Read.
To pronounce judgment, to subject to censure of those who act the part of judges or arbiters in matters of common life, or pass judgment on the deeds and words of others.
To pass judgment on the deeds and words of others. Read.
To rule.
To rule. That's what it means to be a judge. What?
Govern.
To govern. Right?
To preside over with the power of giving judicial decision.
To make judicial decisions. Right? Because of what?
Because it was the prerogative of kings and rulers to pass judgment. To contend together of warriors and combatants.
To dispute, right? So let's go back and let's read Matthew 7:1 again. And then I'm going to take you somewhere else. Because who all knows the Hebrew word for judge? Go ahead, do what you're doing.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, from the top. Judge not, that ye be not judged.
Judge not, that ye be not judged. Right? Let's go to H8199.
This is the Hebrew for the word judge. Strong's H199.
Shapat. Right? Now, let's see if the word for judge in the Hebrew is similar to the word for judge in Greek.
Shapat, to judge, govern.
To govern. You just read that before. Go ahead.
Vindicate.
Punish. To vindicate. To vindicate means to what? To get somebody to
give them the white stone.
Yeah, I don't want to get paused out.
Clear them of charges.
Declare them of charges. I get them off. Declare them of charges, right? That's what it is to vindicate or to punish, right? If we are to judge, we have to be able to vindicate, be like, nah, that brother ain't doing nothing wrong. Like a lot of us be on councils, marriage councils, and we have to listen to both sides of the party to give a judgment to where it's like, did this, because a lot of sisters, I'll tell you like this, right? Sisters be like, my man talking to these girls. Okay, should he be punished for this or should he be vindicated? Because if he's not doing wrong, then he's not doing wrong. But if he's talking to a married woman, then you get punished. You understand? But we have to hear the whole matter. Yeah, okay. So go ahead. Let's keep reading them definitions.
Back to the Hebrew for judge, shapat.
Let's go to the definitions. Just go down to the definition.
The lexicon.
Yeah.
Or Strong's definition.
Uh-huh.
The Strong's definition for shapat. So lucky. A verb, judge, govern. Late Hebrew and derivatives, Phoenician. It says.
Yeah, read it from here. Oh, well, let's see.
Go up to this one. Right.
Yeah, go read that.
Right.
Yeah,
Strong's definition for shapat. To judge, i.e., pronounce sentence.
To pronounce a sentence, right?
For or against.
For or against, right? But then they're going to tell you, but then the question is God the only one that can judge us? Right? If I do wrong, y'all, if anyone does wrong, y'all are saying that we should just wait for God to tell us we did something wrong? Or was it our job to learn the law and then tell our brother and sister when they go off. Right? Rebuke your neighbor and not let them suffer sin. Right? When it talks about rebuke, it means to correct them. Read that again.
Come.
Y'all ain't hearing me, man. Y'all ain't listening to this. Y'all, listen, some of y'all might have been there talking about only God could judge me. I know about you. I know about you brothers in them streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wearing them Tweety Bird hats and stuff.
Oh, man.
Talking about only God could judge me. You know what I'm saying? Tupac lights.
Right.
Go ahead.
To judge, i.e. pronounce sentence for or against. By implication, to vindicate or punish.
To vindicate or punish. By extension, what?
To govern.
To govern.
Passively. To litigate.
To litigate. Read.
Literally or figuratively. Avenge.
To avenge. Right? Somebody might be getting a bad, what they call it? A bad what? They might have been dealt a bad hand. It might have been, you know what I'm saying? Right? Go ahead.
That condemn, contend, defend, execute judgment. Judge, needs, plead, reason, rule.
Right? So I hope when we looked at these two different words, right? You know what I'm saying? We realize that one of them is the Greek word, all right, krino, to judge, and then the one in the Hebrew is shapat, which is to judge and govern, right? Now, let's go back to Matthew 1, and let's go break that down. Matthew 7, and let's break that down.
Going back to Matthew 7. I'm just going to read from the book. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, from the top. Judge not, that ye be not judged.
So what it's telling you is, if I'm smoking weed, I don't smoke weed. Have been for 8 going on 9 years now, right? All praise to the Most High, right? But if I'm smoking weed, who am I to tell you that you should not be smoking weed? I would be then a hypocrite. So it's telling, and then if I tell you, it's like I'll go even more extreme. Let's say I'm sleeping with this brother's rib, and I tell you, you can't be doing that. The Most High is going to kill you for that. Listen, it said, judge you by the measure that you want to be, you know what I'm saying? Read that.
For with what judgment ye judge.
For with judgment you judge somebody with, right?
Ye shall be judged.
You shall be judged, because you're doing the same thing. That's what a hypocrite is. Now watch this. Keep reading.
And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
And however you meet this person with this stuff, like what type of energy you giving this person, or whatever judgment you render unto this person, you will be met with that same judgment. Go ahead.
And why beholdest thou the mote in thy brother's eye?
Now I'm over here pointing out your wrongs. Read.
But considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye.
But how much more of a beam is in your eye when you're not even paying attention to what you're doing? And you're doing the same thing that this person is doing. Right? Go ahead.
Or wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye?
Now you over here. Good Lord. Now you over here talking.
Need a plug.
Yeah. Baby girl. Baba Kushab. Can you bring my charger, please?
Need power.
Damn, this shit is not that quick, man.
It's got all kind of stuff connected.
Yeah, bring my charger, the computer charger, Baba Kushab.
See, you got 11 minutes left.
That's crazy. We ain't got no time. It's 11 minutes. This shit gonna cut off in 2. Listen. Baba Prashad. The water. You could plug it in over there. Damn, bro, stop dropping stuff in the down in the food. Come on. I was about to die. Ooh, that's it. Yeah. All right. That's why you couldn't sit in this camera. Lights, yeah. The water, love. All right. All right. So, read that part again, Baba Kushar.
We was on verse 3. Oh, we was on verse 4.
4, yeah.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, and verse 4. Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye.
And a beam is in thine own eye. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Thou hypocrite.
You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And you know what's so beautiful about that word? We went into it. We went and we figured out what that word means. Let's read it. G 5273.
God. The Strong's.
G 5273.
A hypocrite. Let's get that on the screen for the family. All right. Hippocrates.
What's this?
What did we do? Okay. Hippocrates. An answer, the acting of a stage player.
Listen, you're acting. You're acting. Right?
Dissimulation.
You're playing a role, right? Because you ain't being real. You're acting. You're pointing out the flaw that the other person has, that same flaw that you have. So now you're acting like you ain't got nothing wrong. Right?
Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy. Go ahead. Read it. Read it.
Strong's definitions. Hypocrites. Acting under a feigned part. I.e. figuratively.
Deceit. Y'all know when y'all are acting, y'all are playing a part. When y'all are playing a part, you're not playing yourself. You're playing someone else. You're acting. So you're not being yourself. That's why you're a hypocrite. Because you're not paying attention to the truth, the reality, who you really are. Right?
Hypocrisy, condemnation, dissimulation, hypocrisy.
Listen, man. Anybody ever went into that? You know what I'm saying? Anybody ever thought about that? Anybody ever went into that word? Anybody ever went into that word? Because I never went into that word. I never looked it up. I never thought about that. But I was just like, well, what does this say a hypocrite is? And then when I looked into it, I was just like, oh, man, no wonder. No wonder. Somebody playing. Somebody's acting. Somebody's playing a part. So when we go back to Matthew 7 and we read and we go from, let's see, start at 3 again right quick.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 3. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye?
Why you focused on that brother's flaws? Why you focused on what that brother did wrong, right? Go ahead.
But considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye.
But you're not focused on the wrong that you're doing, and you doing the same thing this brother's doing or this sister's doing, right? Read.
Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye?
But you want to tell your brother, that's why I say, how could you do that? How could you say, hey, let me pull that mote out of your eye, brother? Your brother ain't even checking on yours. He ain't even focused on your mote. But you checking on his, you focused on his, and you got the same one. But yours is a beam because you find yourself checking the next person when you're doing the same folly.
Sound like a beam bigger than a motor.
Listen, because you pointing out their stuff and you the one doing it.
Yeah. God. And behold, a beam is in thine own eye.
Con,
Thou hypocrite.
you're a hypocrite.
First, cast out the beam out of thine own eye.
You have to first stop smoking to tell a brother they got to stop smoking. You got to first stop committing adultery to tell a brother he's got to stop committing adultery. You got to stop doing what it is that you about to tell that person they got to stop doing so that Salakia. Yeah, that pepper boy.
That picante.
You got to stop doing the wrong. The same wrong that you see that brother doing, so that you can tell that brother, I stopped, so can you. Matthew 5:48. Be ye therefore perfect as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. We're not trying to tell nobody to do no miraculous stuff. We're not trying to tell nobody to do some stuff that they ain't never did before. I thank the Most High, bro. I thank the Most High because I was smoking for I don't know how long. And a brother told me, you won't be able to teach your people and smoke. I said, I didn't know why the Most High put me on this path. And I was I was prospecting. I was rolling. White girl picked me up. I'm rolling up a blunt on the way home after going to camp. That was me. But when I was told you won't be able to do this and teach, the whole point of me being out here is to tell my people the information. Not because I want to be somebody. I don't give a damn. I ain't nobody. I wanted to do my part. Everybody who comes into this understanding, they ask themselves, well, what next after you find this out? What next? What do I do next? I used to tell brothers, I used to look online to try and justify smoking weed. Cannabosum and all that BS and all kind of stupidness. And I saw Elders of Bach. Shout out to the Elders of Bach. Big shout. And I seen a video where he pulled Sirach 32:17. And I never forgot that verse after that. And it said, let's get that. Yeah. Let's get that. Yeah. A sinful man will not be reproved, but find an excuse according to his will. Mm-hmm. Listen, and let me tell you, that's how much I know that verse. I ain't gotta read it. That was quoted verbatim. Go ahead and read it. Y'all don't believe me. Go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
According to his will. And I said, I'm out here trying to find a loophole that says I can smoke weed. And when Elders of Bach pulled that scripture, I said, I'm wrong. I'm wrong for trying to figure this out. I'm wrong for trying to justify this. And I think one night this is before I took any tests. One night I sat there with she saw and rolled up my last blunt and smoked my last cigarette ever. And I've been in this walk since I was 32. I'm 40 now. And that was it. You know, I thank the Most High because now I can tell brothers, listen, man, the Most High did it for me. He can do it for you. You just got to care about your people more than you care about yourself. That's where it starts. That's where it starts. You can't come into this and try and justify your life. You got to come into this walk and you got to be like, you know what? This is bigger than me. This is bigger than Nino Brown. You understand? You know what I'm saying? This is bigger than Nino Brown. It's bigger than Dutter Man. All right. Let's go. Deuteronomy 1. We're gonna read 15 to 17.
Huh. It's the book of Deuteronomy.
Hold on. You know, I had while looking into this, I went on this website, peermag.org, and just trying to see why they pull this verse to say only God could judge me. And you know, it made a little bit of sometimes you might see some, like, you go on Google, it might go more in depth and say, you know, the verse is talking about being a hypocrite. See, they know this. They know that's the truth. They know that's the answer. The question is, why do they keep using these to justify this stuff? Just like John 3:16. Why do they know it's not talking about that? But why do they keep justifying it? As much as scholarly as all these people are, why do they keep doing that? But I ain't gonna read this. This is just something I just had to put. It was an article about only God could judge me. It says it is about making sure that we hold ourselves to the same standard of holy living and righteousness as we do others. That's what they're saying Matthew 7 is about. It's about making sure that we hold ourselves to the same standard of holy living and righteousness as we do others. It is about measuring ourselves to the holy standard of Jesus. What does that mean? Listen, without the law. What does that mean without the law?
Right.
That's why it sounds good. They know what it's about, but they're not going to be able to, they're going to tell you faith. Faith is what it is. That's all it takes. It's faith. Yeah, man, listen. Black cigarettes, bees, you know what I'm saying? You know? Listen. Yeah, man. And listen, these things are strongholds in our community. Right? Come on. And like I said, man, because I was able to do it, I can tell you can do it. And if there's someone that thinks they can't do it, you've never thought about how you can do it. When I was younger, my mother was in the hospital. My grandmother was with me. We were downstairs of the hospital. We was in Florida, in Orlando. I put my mother through so much stress. She was so stressed out. She ended up in the hospital. And I was, I'm just like, what did I do this time? My grandmother was just like, you gotta stop smoking weed. And I'm just like, I'm like, have you ever smoked weed before, Grandma? Her name, we call her Mom. I was like, you ever smoked weed before, Mom? She's like, yeah. Oh man, when I heard that, my eyes lit up. I was like, yeah. She's like, no. I was like, listen, I love your sense of humor. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Listen, But that was one of those things But I also understand that we go through things, and this walk that we went through in the world prepared us for where we are now. Never let somebody tell you that it didn't. The walk we went through in the world prepared us for where we are now. And God forbid you niggas and you sisters give up. God forbid y'all give up. Because he ain't give you nothing y'all can't handle. Right? Let's go to Deuteronomy 1. We're going to read 15 through 17.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you.
Right.
Captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s.
And what was this about? Why was this going on? Right. This is, I believe this is after about Moses and
just about to cross the River Jordan, right?
I know he just had so much on his plate. So his pops was like his wife's dad, I believe.
Yeah, he had talked to the youngsters that wasn't there in Egypt.
Watch. See, because people tell you, you can't be no judge. Start at 13.
God. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, and verse 13. Take ye wise men and understanding, and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you.
That's why scriptures tell you, obey those that are rule over you. Ooh, y'all didn't think that was going to hit? Obey them that have rule over you. I don't like this brother being over me. Go somewhere else then. You know what I'm saying? On the seta. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 14. And ye answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do.
To put those over you, right? Go ahead.
So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you.
Go ahead.
Captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes. Verse 16. And I charge your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren.
You got to hear the causes between your brethren. Oh, no. Only God could judge me. You want to get smacked down? You want the ground to cave in where you at? You want that lightning bolt to hit you? You want to turn lepers like Miriam?
Right. Keep talking.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Keep talking. All right.
People never think about, I don't want to say people don't ever think about it. What I mean to say is a lot of times brothers and sisters don't think about the trial that they're going through and why they're going through it. You don't know if you said some slick shit. You don't know if you said some sideways shit out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? About one of the chosen men of the Lord. I ain't nothing. Don't worry, it ain't me. I'm just saying in general. We don't know who anybody is. And the last thing anybody want to do is say some slick shit and then have to bear the consequences, right? Go ahead.
Hear the cause between your brethren,
Uh-huh.
and judge righteously between every man and his brother.
And we have to judge righteously between every man and his brother. Read.
And the stranger that is with him.
Even with the strangers around us.
Ye shall not respect persons in judgment.
We cannot respect persons in our judgment. That was the thing about how them Levites was. If you got caught up on something, doing something wrong, they mama, they dad, they sister, they child, listen, they couldn't feel no type of way. They could feel some type of way, but guess what? They still had to execute judgment, no matter what it was. And there's a reason for that. And that's it on 17?
I'm right at 17.
Go ahead, finish it.
Verse 17. Finishing out, I'm going to start 17 again. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great.
We got to hear the greatest person within the nation or outside the nation, and we got to hear the lesser person within the nation. You know? Go ahead.
Ye shall not be afraid of the face of a man.
Uh-huh. Don't be intimidated by no man. Go ahead.
For the judgment is God's.
Most High is going to cast judgment.
And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it.
Let's go. Deuteronomy 19. We're going to read 16 through 20.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19, starting at verse 16. If a false witness rise up against any man, to testify against him,
right,
that which is wrong,
to testify against him that which is wrong, right? Like if a witness come up and say, I saw that man. Remember, what was it, the book of Suzanne? Where the two dudes said that they slept with her? All right, you remember that story?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then she had to defend herself. Right? Go ahead.
If starting back at Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 16. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. I know you want to read 18.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. And behold, if the witness be a false witness and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother.
Let's go to, listen, hold that right there. Let's read Susanna, book 1. Yeah. Started 31. Listen, I better stop playing. The Bible has everything in it, even false witnesses. Go ahead.
It's the book of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 31. Now, Susanna was a very delicate woman and beauteous to behold. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face, for she was covered, that they might be filled with her beauty. Therefore her friends and all that saw her wept. Then the two elders stood up in the midst of the people and laid their hands upon her head. And she, weeping, looked up towards heaven for her heart trusted the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's all you got to do. Trust in the Most High when you got false witnesses coming against you. That's it. Trust in the Most High. Go ahead.
And the elders said, as we walked in the garden alone, this woman came in with 2 maids and shut the garden doors and sent the maids away.
Trying to say she went inside the spot alone, so nobody know. Go ahead.
Then a young man who there was hid came unto her and lay with her.
Uh-huh.
Then we that stood in a corner of the garden.
This is what they're saying. This is what the elders are saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they say they saw. Go ahead.
Then we that stood in a corner of the garden, seeing this wickedness, ran unto them. And when we saw them together, the man we could not hold, for he was stronger than we, and opened the door and leapt out. That's why they ain't got him in custody, because he was stronger than them and he dipped. That's what that's because where's this young man that you're talking about? Oh man, listen, he got away. He got away. Same shit police said. No description. No description. I don't know what he looked like. He was a nigger though. He was black. Go ahead. Verse 40. But having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was, but she would not tell us. These things do we testify. They testifying against her. Go ahead. Then the assembly believed them, and those that were the elders and judges of the people, so they condemned her to death. Listen, that's just how it went. Go ahead. Verse 42. Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting God, that knowest the secrets and knowest all things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me, and behold, I must die. They lying on me, and I gotta die for it. Go ahead. Whereas I never did such things as these men maliciously invented against me. Go ahead. And the Lord heard her voice. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel, who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Then all the people turned them toward him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken? So he, standing in the midst of them, are ye such fools, ye sons of Israel, that without examination, listen, I told y'all about that word, man. That without examination or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel. Go ahead. Return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness against her. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elders said unto him, come, sit down amongst us, and show it us, seeing God have given thee the honor of an elder. Then said Daniel unto them, put these 2 aside, one far from another. You got to separate them. Where you think the police get that stuff from? Where you think the interrogation rooms come from? Listen, we came up with that. Separate them. Ask them these questions. Ask him these questions. If they story match up, yeah, we probably got some. And their stories don't match, guess what? They lying. Verse 51 again. Then Daniel said unto them, put these 2 aside, one far from another, and I will examine them. So when they were put asunder from one from another, he called one of them and said unto him, O thou that art waxing old in wickedness, now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light. For thou hast pronounced false judgment and hast condemned the innocent and hast let the guilty go free. Albeit the Lord said, the innocent and righteous shall thou not slay. You shall not slay the innocent or the righteous. Go ahead. Now then, if thou hast seen her, tell me, under what tree sawest thou them companying each other? Who answered? Under a mastic tree. And Daniel said, very well, thou hast lied against thine own head, For even now the angel of God had received the sentence of God to cut thee in two.
Listen. Go ahead.
Verse 56. So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other, and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty hath deceived thee, and lust perverted thine heart. Thus have ye dealt with the daughters of Israel, and they for fear companied with you, but the daughter of Judah will not abide your wickedness. Now therefore tell me, under what tree didst thou take them companying each other? Who answered, under an almond tree. Verse 59. Then Daniel said unto him, Well, thou hast also lied against thine own head, for the angel of God waited with the sword to cut thee in two.
And what did Matthew 5 say? Matthew 7 say that the judgment that you pose on them, you're gonna be met with
the judgment.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For the angel of God waited with a sword to cut thee in two, that he may destroy you. With that, all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised God, who saveth them that trust in him. And they that arose against the two elders, for Daniel had convicted them of false witness by their own mouth.
Their own mouth. What the scriptures say, your own mouth condemns you.
Right.
Scriptures say that.
And according to the law of Moses, they did unto them in such sorts as they maliciously intended to do to their neighbor, and they put them to death. The innocent blood was saved the same day.
Listen, people don't understand, man. Let's go back to I just had to read that.
And Daniel,
I have remembered that.
Daniel was always a wise young man.
Yeah, man. Back to Deuteronomy 19.
We stop at 18.
Go ahead. We're going to finish till 20.
Okay.
20.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19, going back to verse 18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. And behold, if the witness be a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother.
That's what you just heard, right? Go ahead.
So shalt thou put the evil away from among you.
That's what it's about. The reason we had to do these things, you get stoned for picking up sticks on the Sabbath. You get stoned for this. You get stoned for that. You get stoned for being homosexual. What it's supposed to do is you're afraid to do that because you know you're going to die for that. So because you don't want to do that, now we're putting away the evil out of Israel. America has done the complete opposite. You can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. You can do it with whoever you want. You can do it to whoever you want. You can do it to whatever you want. And because they have it set up like that, people are not afraid of God. So they walk around freely embracing their wickedness. I tell you, boy, I've been listening to this nigga, this white boy, who be dealing with the trannies and stuff, talking about he ain't gay and this, that, and the other. Bro, I've been watching a couple of them things, right? And he keeps talking like, and you just be like, and then he talks about how, I'm a black dude. Why you keep pointing that out like that matters, nigga? You're gay. You're gay. You're gay. Everything you do is gay. That's this generation, man. They just walking around here thinking they free to go be whatever they want to be and do whatever they want to do. Let's get Leviticus 19 and verse 15. We gotta rebuke our brothers. We gotta judge our brothers. We gotta tell them when they're going off. Come on. We all in the law right now. Go ahead. Leviticus 19 and 15.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment.
We can't be unrighteous in judgment because people's lives depend on truth and justice. Our lives depend on that. The same thing we want the Most High to give us. How can we not give that to our brothers and sisters when they need it? I'm going to feel some type of way, so I don't like you that much, so I'm going to make sure, you know, if you done did some stuff that ain't even worth you being put in a sugar honey iced tea position, but I'm gonna make your life worse because of it, because I don't like you. That ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. That was it on 15?
Oh, no, just getting started.
Go ahead.
There's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19, going back to verse 15. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment.
Leviticus.
Leviticus 19 and 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor.
Don't respect the person of the poor.
Nor honor the person of the mighty.
Nor the rich and mighty, man.
But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor.
But we got to judge righteously. Let me get that. Deuteronomy 16, 18 through 20.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, starting at verse 18. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates.
Judges and officers are who's going to be made in all, who needs to be made in all our gates, right? We need those in our gates, right? Go ahead.
Which the Lord thy God giveth thee throughout thy tribes. And they shall judge the people with just judgment.
And they shall do what?
They shall judge the people with just judgment.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not wrest judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for gift doth blind the eyes of the wise.
Read that again. Read that again.
Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise.
Don't take no gifts, because the gift is going to blind your eyes. No matter how wise you are, don't take that gift.
And pervert the words of the righteous.
And it's going to pervert the words of the righteous.
You want to go to 20?
Yeah, that's fine.
Verse 20. That which is altogether just shalt thou follow.
We got to follow what's just and right. Go ahead.
That thou mayest live and inherit the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Let's go Deuteronomy 25, 1 through 3.
Stick with the law, huh?
Listen, they tell you we ain't supposed to judge nobody.
Right. Makes sense. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, verse 1. If there be a controversy between men, and they come unto judgment, that the judges may judge them, then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked.
They shall do what?
They shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked.
They shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. That's their job. That's their job. Keep going.
And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, that the judge shall cause him to lie down and be beaten before his face.
Listen, this is the law.
According to his fault, by certain number. 40 stripes he may give him and not exceed.
Not over 40 stripes. Go ahead.
Lest if he should exceed and beat him above these with many stripes, then thy brother should seem vile unto thee.
Come on. Let's go John 7 and 24.
This is the book of John.
We just trying to get an understanding. Should we be judging? Are we to judge?
Right.
Or are we just supposed to let people just do what they want?
Well, they think it's only in the law, now we're going to judge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the book of John, chapter 7, verse 24. Judge not according to the appearance.
Read that again. What that is?
Judge not according to the appearance.
Judge not according to the appearance. Don't base off of what it looked like. Go ahead.
But judge righteous judgment.
But you got to judge righteous judgment. Go ahead.
Verse 25. Then said some of them of Jerusalem, is not this he whom they seek to kill?
No, that was it. This 24.
Okay.
Let's get Ephesians 5 and 11.
Okay.
We still in the New Testament.
Brother Paul.
Yeah.
Right? This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, right?
But rather reprove them.
But you got to correct them. Remember, you got to be able to tell them when they're going off. You got to always bring them right back to the law. You have to help you got to help each other out. That's what's important.
Right. I got a precept.
Go ahead.
The golden standard, Proverbs 6 and 23. Right. About reproving. So this book, the book of Proverbs. Let's see where we at. Right. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
And reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Okay.
You know, it's one thing to see your brother go off. It's another thing to tell him, hey, you going off. Let me help you figure out what you need to be doing next. Right? If we don't do that, we ain't doing our job. You know, like I said, like I say in James, the faith without works. It's one thing to tell somebody something. It's another thing to show them, right? Actually help them out. Let's get Proverbs 31 and verse 9.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 9. Open thy mouth, judge righteously.
Judge righteously, right? It don't say only God could judge righteously. You're being commanded. You're being told you need to judge righteously. Go ahead.
And plead the cause of the poor and needy.
That's it on that?
Okay.
Yeah. So once again, this whole thing was about, was that saying right? Only God can judge me. When I read the lyrics to that, it said only God could judge me. Only God could judge me, and then a question mark. Did he mean to put a question mark, or did the person putting it do that?
That's profound.
Did he ask that question? Was it a question, or was he telling you only God could judge him? What was he asking? Let's get 1 Corinthians 6.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians from the top.
Yes, sir.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians 6 from the top. We then, as workers.
1 Corinthians 6.
Oh, just a second. So, book of 1 Corinthians 6 from the top. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust?
Listen, it's saying, dare any of you, like, is that what you do? You go to the unjust rather than going to our laws, rather than going to the scriptures to deal with things. Go ahead.
And not before the saints.
And not before the saints. Who are the saints? Right? Okay. Self-explanatory. Read.
Verse 2. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Don't you know that the saints should judge the world? Nah, only God can judge us. Nah, man, the saints gonna judge the world. Read.
And if the world shall be judged by you,
and if the world's gonna be judged by you, then what?
Are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
Can we not handle the smallest matters together?
Right.
Read.
Verse 3. Know ye not that we shall judge angels?
Don't you know that we're going to judge angels?
How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are least esteemed in the church.
So we gotta do better when it comes to judging and judgment, and just remembering that we are here to correct each other. We're here to help each other understand. And if you're going down the wrong path, you have to be steered back onto the right path. If we don't utilize these tools to do better as a nation, then we're not doing our job. We're just waiting for our oppressors to tell us when we can do something and if we're right and if we're wrong. And the reality is we have the blueprint. We know what's right. We know what's wrong. So we got to first take that mote out of our eye so that we can help our brother out. Right? You know, I want to thank you all for joining us for a new segment, a new installment of the Couch Captivity Created
On your couch.
On my couch. You know what I'm saying? On mama's. You know? I want to thank you all, man, for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to chop it up with y'all. You know, with that, I want to say call halal Yahweh by Shum Mashiach Yahushai. Oh, and we're gonna be at Bruchella this weekend. You know, I got my wife, she do some dolls. You know what I'm saying? They real fly. I don't want to flip the camera. If you want to bring one over here, Baba Kushad, that'll be fire. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got these rings. You know what I'm saying? You can choose. You can put any color you want in there. I got that. I do that. You know what I'm saying? You know. This is one of the dolls, right? You know what I'm saying? They got the Bible with them. You know what I'm saying? Modest apparel with the fringes.
Hey, and there's words in the Bible.
And there's words in the Bible, man. The whole Bible. You know? So, you know, just tap in. You know what I'm saying? Get at me. Yeah, I know. Great. Hey, listen, I love every last one of y'all. I enjoy doing this. You know, I just have to have the spirit on me to when I hear something, I gotta utilize that to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's important to me. Just being able to relay the message and teach, you know what I'm saying? And just bring light into dark places. You know what I mean? Stay sober, stay vigilant, stay on the path. No matter what you're going through, you got brothers and sisters here for you. And always remember that. Always remember that. You know what I'm saying? You're never alone. You're only alone if you don't take heed to the advice. And if you claim you love me and you love your people, you're gonna remember to tap in. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going nowhere, princess. I ain't going nowhere. You see what it is? I'm a franchise player, baby. I'm a franchise player. I'm not. They not trading me. You know what I'm saying? You know, there could be a difference of opinion here or there. Don't move me none. Before I joined the camp or the school or the congregation, I said, I hit up IUIC, I hit up ISUPK. Beautiful brothers, they do their thing. I love them, all of them. I said, I'm going to go wherever the Most High leads me. And I saw Chief teaching, and I always tell this story. And I saw Chief teaching, and he was at a summit, and everybody had on beautiful garments, and this nigga had on a sweater that said Sakari. And I was just like, that brother seems humble. And I reached out to him, and he responded. And so when he did that, I said, if this is where the most, and I'm 40 years old right now. That brother is in his early 30s. The Most High put him in my life to guide me.
He was in his 20s at the time.
Yeah, he was in his 20s at the time. I was just hitting 30 something. So I was around when Sakari was less than 20 people. And when you see all the videos now and you see all these brothers, yeah, I was here before all of that. But I was new booty. I was just like, listen, I don't know nothing. I'm not gonna pretend to know anything. I'm gonna learn this and absorb it like a sponge. And the Most High just been allowing me to be here and just do the work. It ain't about nothing else. It's just about doing the work. I build with my brothers. We keep bringing more brothers in. Brothers learn. You know, this is my officer of 10K. You know what I'm saying? The powerful Yaziar. And the Most High just brought me brothers that are dedicated to this work. Because I curse this nigga out a lot. I curse him out a lot. And I be having to apologize. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, I do it, and because I need to see if he's gonna break. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't broke yet. No matter what niggas done been through, no matter what relationships we done have, no matter what women have done, no matter what we dealing with, we know that the Most High ain't give us nothing we can't handle. Same with y'all. We gotta live this. We gotta live it sincerely. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say I just say I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and with that, I want to say call Allah Yahweh, Bashum Mashiach Yahweh and Shalom.
Shalom.
You put the cash up on there? I'm fucking with y'all. Most High willing, I'll see y'all next week. All right?
Come. Shalom.